When Congress returns from the August break, they have a long to-do list, including health care reform, a looming deadline to fund the government, long-promised tax reform, and increasing military spending. South Carolina Congressman and Budget Committee Mark Sanford with us now from Charleston, South Carolina. You're going to be busy, sir. That would be an understatement. A.B. Stoddard was just on with us, and she said that Republicans have effectively become a national joke over their inability to get health care done after it had been promised for so long. How badly do Republicans need a win before end of October or so to get some momentum going?
Well, we were just talking, offset just a moment ago, and I was telling you about what I've heard here back at home since we've been home. And a number of different Republicans have come up to be up and down the district, and they say, you got to get a win. We gave you the keys to the car, and you got the House, you got the Senate, you got the White House. You have no excuses. We expect a win. And so, to your point, yeah, we got to get something done. Healthcare is difficult. I think probably from a strategic and a tactical standpoint, it was a mistake to go with it first because it is very complex. It is a heartfelt issue. When people talk about their health or the health of those that they love, it gets very emotional very fast. I think it would have been simpler to start with something like tax reform. So where we are right now is healthcare is off on the side. I think you'll see something move fairly quickly on tax reform before the end of the year.
We heard that things with health care were going to also move, so forgive people for being skeptical when Republicans put out new deadlines and new promises. Has there been a little bit of a postmortem? You just did a brief one here, but has there been any kind of postmortem within the Republican caucuses of, look, this is what we did wrong and this is what we need to rally around, or are everybody still clinging to their own factions?
Well, I wouldn't say it's so much as factions, but there are legitimate differences of opinion on this one. And so, it's Ronald Reagan who once said the closest thing to eternal life is a government program. And there's a lot of truth to that. It's easy to add something. It's very difficult to take something away or to have the perception of taking something away. In this case, what we were talking about was reform so that both sides of the individual marketplace saw relief, not just people who got something from the Affordable Care Act, but from people who were paying the freight. And I literally would have people come up to me in tears saying, I'm 62, I'm not old enough for Medicare, but, the insurance premiums are killing me. So, long story short is, it is a deeply complex issue. I don't think there's societal consensus yet on what to do. I'm not making excuses. I mean, I wasn't there for all the different votes, but when I was there, I certainly voted for a repeal and would do so again.
Let's get to tax reform that the Budget Committee is going to have to take up and deal with as well, and the looming budget deadline in addition. What guarantees are there for American citizens, for the people who you were talking to saying we just need a win? The other side of that coin is they just want government to work. How concerned are you and other Republicans that if you don't get a win, if tax reform falls flat just like health care did, that you guys are going to have real problems come 2018?
Well, I think you would have real problems come 2018 because you wouldn't have delivered on any of the promises that were assumed when folks gave the keys to the car. But I think on this one, the details of your 1099 don't carry with it the emotion that, your cousin who's getting cancer treatments does. And so I think it is a less complex debate in political terms. The hard part will be paying for it, and there's a bit of back and forth on that. One of the big debate points we had was on what was called a border adjustment tax, which was a sort of a de facto value-added tax. That's been taken off the table. I pushed against it. A number of other people pushed against it. That's been taken off the table. And so I think that there is, in fact, consensus around some form of tax reform moving forward, and I think that's a good thing.
Well, consensus or I guess we can all agree that progress would be a good thing. So appreciate it, Congressman, and I'm sure there will be a lot to talk about this fall. We'll look forward to having you back, sir.
My pleasure. Thanks so much.
Thank you.